So I was kind of excited today when my new smartwatch came in the mail. And if you've been following my videos, you've seen I did a review on a smartwatch here a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't very excited about it. And I found this one, and it looked pretty cool. And here's why. It's got an e-ink type display, just like my Pebble. And I really liked my Pebble. For those of you unfamiliar with the Pebble, this is a Pebble. Now I can't turn my screen on because this Pebble has officially died. And I have a couple of options. I could either A, buy another Pebble. However, the Pebble company was purchased by Fitbit here at the end of last year, and they're no longer being made. So there are some on the market that are kind of new. You can find them on Amazon still, and they're about $35 because they've been depreciated because the company is no longer around. Who knows how long it'll work? I guess just as long as the software is still available on the Play Store. Regardless, I thought I would try to find something else to replace my Pebble. And that's when I came across the SmartPal. Now, I made mention of the screen being e-ink. And what I like about the e-ink screen is it doesn't use hardly any power at all to keep the screen on. Actually, if you were to pull the battery out of this watch right now, the screen would stay on indefinitely, because once the power is used to change the screen and make the pixels black and white, they stay that way indefinitely, which is why these e-ink screens are so cool. They don't use hardly any electricity to keep them on. Now, the Pebble originally started out with a black and white screen, and then later e-ink technology became color, and their newer watches were color. This watch is not a color e-ink screen. That being said, this was a very inexpensive watch. At the time of this video, this watch was only $18. So you really don't expect much for $18. However, I feel it was really worth $18. So I'm going to send a message from a cell phone to this cell phone so you can see how the watch receives a message. And basically, well, there's the message. And you can see I've texted, look in the description of this video for details. And that's exactly what this watch does. It gets all of your messages sent right to the screen. As you can see, they're very clear. And being e-ink, it can be in direct sunlight and it'll still look very clear. The watch does vibrate to let you know that it's received a message. Then we can also reply back. So I can say, hey, let's give you a thumbs up. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to send a thumbs up back to my phone. And if you could see the other phone, you would see a thumbs up. And that's exactly the whole point of a smartwatch, is to intercept your messages and also track your movements, because it does have a pedometer built into it as well. The software is, it's pretty so-so, pretty clunky, the stuff that you load on your phone, but it does get the job done. It lets you intercept anything that has an Android notification and send it to your watch. So it's pretty handy. So if you have a stock application and you want to know when your stocks go up and down, it'll vibrate your watch and show you the notification. Inside the box, you will find a manual. You will also find the watch, obviously, and you will find a docking station with a USB cable. And the docking station is actually kind of clever. You just basically sit the watch down on a docking station like this, and it just kind of snaps in place, and you plug it into any USB port, and that charges your watch. So not complicated. It's not as cool as the newer watches that charge with inductance pads, but it gets the jobs done. And you can see on the back there's some contacts, and that's how it operates. It presses the contacts inside this dock. All of that sounds great. However, there was one problem when I got this watch. I took this manual, and it tells you to scan this code with your phone using a barcode scanner. It'll take you to a website that has an app called the SmartPal Life app. I scanned the code, and I got a 404 error. And it is my belief, by everything that I have dug around online, that this company is probably no longer in business, and their website is dead to the world. The app can be found if you dig around online, and you install the app, and now you run into another problem, is you have to register the app with the company before you can use it. And since the company is no longer around, that is a big problem. The app refuses to work. Now, I did find a gentleman online who modified the app, and he posted it in his Google Drive. And there's some other things you have to do to kind of make this work. It's not very easy to do. You have to be pretty savvy to pull this off. You basically have to do like a restore. You have to put your phone in like a debug mode, and there's a couple of tools, and it's a little bit complicated, and it's a little bit hairy. I will go ahead and put those instructions in the description in case some of you guys are watching this video and you're trying to figure out how to make all this work and you're having problems. But because of that reason only, I don't think I would buy this watch. Now, I know how to get around it because I followed his instructions. And quite honestly, I really like this watch and I will use this watch as long as I can. It's just a shame that the company's no longer around, and it had made such a really, really cool watch and such a high quality piece that sadly is going to be no good as time progresses, because nobody's going to be able to update the software as Android changes. But for now, I'm going to use it. I really enjoy it. If you're techie savvy and you like puzzles, hey, yeah, $18, go ahead and buy one and play with it, I suppose. If you're not very techie, you probably should stay away and find a different smartwatch.